What is going on, guys? My name is Damien. Welcome back. This is my Flash episode 7 video of season 2. It is titled Guerrilla Warfare, and it really was all about Gorilla Grodd. As the episode opens, it was as I expected from last episode. Barry really just cannot cope with the fact that he took that beating at the hands of Zoom, and it was really about him overcoming that and facing it head on. The way they handled it was pretty much how I expected, but it's always nice to see them at least go the route that they did. Every scene in this episode really was just about Barry kind of taking a step back and just beating himself up, just dealing with the fact that he is shown to Central City as just not the superhero that maybe they thought he was, or maybe that he hoped he would be. So it's really about him dealing with that and coming back from the beating that he took from Zoom there. And bringing in his father, Henry, was just a nice little touch to it. So I really appreciated those scenes between him and his dad. It's really great because since his dad has left, I guess he maybe had a different picture in mind after his dad got out of prison, that they would at least have more time together. But his dad making special appearances like this ever so often would be really great if they continue to do it. So having him there as a support factor was really nice. A nice little touch, and I hope they continue to do that. So when initially they brought Gorilla Grodd on the show, I was really curious as to how they would actually wrap his character up at some point, because all these TV shows, when they have villains that are somewhat big, or if they're a bigger type of villain that can't be handled in one episode, like Gorilla Grodd, who is known in the DC comics, he has run-ins with multiple DC heroes, and they really needed a proper exit for him because having him around would be kind of hard to manage. So they set up a perfect exit, in my opinion, which is sending him to Earth 2. Handling that was the best option I think they could have done for right now, because since they brought him on the show early on in the show's life cycle, this was really the only way to actually handle an exit for him outside of realistically killing him. I guess they couldn't really put him in that little metahuman prison they have. It just wouldn't be enough to hold him. So he continues to evolve and get smarter, and he's dealing with the fact that he is by himself. It's almost a Superman interpretation in some ways, just the fact that he feels so out of place and like he doesn't belong, so he wants other people like him, whereas he wants to create other gorillas like him. Superman was looking for other people like him on Earth, at least in some depictions. But it was a nice little touch, his connection to Caitlyn, because she was the only one that was kind to him. It was also really great bringing Earth 2 Harrison Wells into the picture, have him dress up as the Reverse Flash. I have to say, seeing him in that costume really reminded me, it brought back memories of season 1, and that just goes to show just how good he was in season 1 as the Reverse Flash. So I really hope at some point we can see the Reverse Flash again, that at least a Reverse Flash that isn't from Earth 2. That's all I'm hoping for. At some point we can get to that, but seeing him in that costume was great, very nostalgic, brought back a lot of the memories of great scenes that he had in season 1. So, and again, having Harrison Wells on the show, regardless if it's Earth, normal Earth, or Earth 2, or whatever they want to do, is totally fine by me, because just having his character on, Tom Cavanaugh, he plays the character really well, and he really brings a sense of maturity to the Team Flash as far as everyone is concerned. A lot of them are most of them anyway, are much younger outside of Joe, and Joe, he's not really into the scientific field of everything, so having the Harrison Wells character to really kind of contribute a lot of his intelligence, give his perspective and his ideas, is really great. And like the scene at the end of the episode when they're talking about the ring, that was a great nod to the comics as well, because Barry eventually does use a ring that has his suit inside of it, so he wants Cisco to find out how they can do that, and Harrison Wells throws it in there that he knows he may have an idea because he has worked with that type of stuff before. So really cool stuff when they do that. I love nods to the comics, especially because those are really what continues to make the show really interesting. It adds to it. It'll give you a little, even if they throw a little teaser in there, it gives you something to look forward to. Easter eggs and things like that, really just great to have. So let me know what you guys thought about the episode, Gorilla Grodd. Leave comments down below. Aside from that, this was really you have to look at it more as a support episode. In a 22 episode, 23 episode season, there are going to be episodes like this where they're not the biggest of the story arcs. It's kind of hard to come back from Enter Zoom last week. Episode 6 is going to go down as definitely one of the best episodes of the season. And at the end of this season, when I do my top 5 or top 10 episodes of the season, it's looking like that episode is definitely going to be in the top 5 for sure at this point. We don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the season, of course. The crossover is coming back. When the show comes back, rather, on December 1st, that will be the crossover 2-night event with Arrow and the Flash, and that should be really good. But the Gorilla Grodd episode tonight was really just a support episode because it really set up a lot of things. What they're doing with the Flash, they're trying to work so many different angles, and the same thing they're doing with Arrow. They have to try to incorporate the Legends of Tomorrow characters a little bit. Just give them some screen time, give them a little bit of character development so you kind of have an idea who they are before they throw this new show at you. So the way they do this is by having these characters appear on the Flash and on Arrow. So you have, at least the audience can somewhat say, hey, well, I like this character a little bit, they're pretty cool, maybe I'll tune in. That's kind of the goal they're shooting for. And having the Cisco and Kendra Saunders relationship, which, as minor as it is really great because every time he vibes on her, it gives a little tease. Like tonight's episode, he vibed on her twice, and he saw her as Hawkgirl with full costume and everything like that. Initially, he thought it was a man, and at the end scene, it's very clear that it's her. So what they're going to do at some point, I think, they're going to have a episode that is really focused on her character, at least to give her some more backstory, kind of like the way they did with Ray Palmer on Arrow. He's had a lot more screen time, but he is going to be the leader of the group, so naturally he had to get more. But they're going to need a little bit more screen time and a little bit more backstory for Kendra Saunders, which is going to happen. A little bit more is going to come during the flashback, of course, but we'll see just where they take it from there. So, or sorry, not the flashback, but the crossover with Arrow and the Flash. That's when they're going to maybe do some flashbacks for her character, and we'll see just how many more they do after that. So let me know if you guys are enjoying their scenes together. Cisco, I think Cisco is just, he has this kind of awkward disposition, but he's just really funny at the same time, and his dialogue is great, and I think his scenes with Kendra Hawkgirl were really, really good. They actually are quite entertaining. And the final thing to talk about before I go, Barry and Patty had 2 short scenes in this episode, and I really like them. I know there's a lot of West Allen shippers out there that just really aren't enjoying their stuff. I'm not really sure why. I guess they're really focused or dedicated to the Barry and Iris relationship, and I like Barry and Iris, but I really enjoy Barry and Patty together. I mean, maybe it's refreshing, maybe it's just something different, maybe it's nice to see that she liked him and was interested in him right away, whereas Iris kind of, was just dangling the friend card for a long time. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy their scenes together, and I know a lot of people are saying that they don't think they have chemistry, but I completely disagree. I think they do, and I really, really enjoy scenes with the 2 of them, and it's been 3 straight episodes now where they have had scenes where they kissed. It's been great, so I hope they continue this for at least for a little while, and we'll see just how it all turns out. So comment down below, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and I will have an Arrow video up tomorrow night. So I'll see you guys then. My name is Damien. Thank you for watching.